Hello, welcome to Happy Catastrophe. I am Candice, or Sister Minh Bao. It's late. I should be in bed, but I really wanted to get this out to you. So I just turned off. I'm watching all of your coloring confession tag videos. There's so many. And I've had them going while I've been coloring. Well, I had to turn them off to start videoing, and that tiny little bit of silence, both Jet and Jack woke up and got excited. So they're so used to hearing your voice or my voice that when there's any silence, it makes them stand up and look around and get nervous. So now they're settling back down. And what I wanted to do was check in with you. It's the middle of November 2025. And I wanted to show you, as you know, at the beginning of the month, I put out a video saying that I wanted to get caught up on a lot of whips this month. And so, keeping me honest, I wanted to show you how far I've gotten. And I did list a short list of whips that I wanted to tackle first. So, one of them was Crystal Kingdom, the mythographic Crystal Kingdom by Veronica Kalinska. And this was the one where I was supposed to do the stag. And some of you have gotten a hold of me and given me some ideas, so I may get back to this, but for my buddy. But I couldn't get the stag done, so instead I did this, and I did finish it. So it wasn't finished when I showed it to you. I had some more sparkly bits to put on and some special effects. It was mostly just tackling it with a white gel pen. So I don't know if there's actually anything that's actual glittery in here. It's all drawn in sparkle. Yeah, there's no actual glitter pens or anything. It's just mostly made to look like it's reflecting light with a white gel pen, which I love to use my panda flies. Now, these are cheap. You can find them on Amazon, panda fly. However, have any of you noticed that sometimes, like, I got this far down to it and it's having a hard time with the flow. So I'm not exactly sure. You can see the gels down there. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. So a couple of times when I couldn't get the flow going, I did switch to one of my precious Jelly Roll white pens. When the Sakura is working, when the panda fly is working well, that's my favorite. This is my second favorite, so I had to go to my second favorite because my main favorite. Although I say that, and I have a whole nother pack of these, but I can't stand the idea of wasting that much ink, so I'm just still working with it, trying to get that one to flow. But maybe it's clogged somehow. But yeah, so that's what I did. That was an unexpected buddy that I only had partially done at the beginning of the month, and now that's a finished whip, and you'll see it at the end of the month. Okay, another one I said I wanted to do was in Color Me Capybaras. I wanted to finish the poker page, and I did. I finished the poker page, and that little guy is cheating. I wanted to make it look kind of dark. I was going to put a lot of smoke in, but then I wasn't quite sure how to do that, so I just left that out. I tried to make them all just a little bit different, but I also forgot how it was that I did them before, and instead of looking to see, because when I did this page, I really liked how I did the capybaras, but instead of just, paging back and seeing, I just went off of memory and couldn't seem to get it right. The only one I really like is this one. But I had fun with this. This was fun, and I made the light little shiny. There's a little sparkle there, and then I put my hand right through it, like quite a bit. This was with the Ohuhu glitter pen. Those don't dry in a day. Like, you need an entire day and night to get those to dry. And I thought it was dry, and I stuck my hand in it, was doing something over here. Then I went like this, and I just spread gold glitter everywhere. So I then took my hand and rubbed it really hard. And I thought, maybe I'll just put gold glitter everywhere and make the whole dang thing sparkle. It didn't really work. But so I finished the poker game, Capybaras. It was a lot of fun. And I absolutely love this book. So that was another whip done. Oops, over this pile. Then you might have seen on Instagram that I finished my Hollow Earth. And I posted my buddy on Instagram. When I do my finished pages at the end of the month, I'll put them together because I just want to get this little update out. And this is what I did for that. I really, really enjoyed this. It came together very fast. It's Inktense. I used Inktense for the entire thing. You know, except for a glaze pen here and there, it's all Inktense. There's no pencil in it or anything. So I shaded with the Inktense. It's all activated. There isn't any dry medium on here. So I think I finally figured out the Inktense and broke the Inktense code. But this paper is also fantastic. And it just glides on it. It was so easy. It made it super easy to work with. The background is acrylic. That'll be a big acrylic brush pen of some sort. That dark blue. Oh, it's probably the Languo colorful black. I am trying to use those up. So I like what it did. It was a couple, 2 or 3 coats though. And then the yellow stars are a Languo gel pen. And then there's some black glaze in here and there. But all of the actual coloring is Inktense. And I really enjoyed it. And you know what? Ghost Shrimp commented on it. I was so thrilled. I like squealed audibly and got all fangirled on it and excited. So that was really cool. Okay, so that's Hollow Earth by Ghost Shrimp. It's his newest one. And if you haven't checked Ghost Shrimp out, he's freaking hilarious. So go to his Instagram. I think you won't be disappointed. Then I got sidetracked and was looking at this book that I haven't even hauled for you. I've had it for a little bit. I saw it on Wendy, Coloring Chemist, I think is where I saw it first. And then I saw it making its rounds. And when I was in Barnes & Noble one day with my client, it was there. And I looked through it. And it's phenomenal and also educational. And I decided I needed it. And it was sitting over there. And I'm like, ooh, new book. And I opened it up and I did the first page. Now, one of the things I like about this is that, remember that giant gift from Becky? And in it were those S notes, the Sharpie S notes. I decided to use them. And I put them in the background of every single one of these. So a different color in each one. So there's a blue, a purple, a different blue, a pink, kind of a goldy yellow, kind of a pinky red, a purpley, and another yellow. And I did that. And then I colored them accordingly. And I had a blast. And then this around here is a very light green alcohol marker, a Copic. And, you know, there's alcohol markers. It's all a lot of the rest of it is alcohol markers. And no, the S notes don't bleed through. Well, actually, that one did. That blue one did. And that yellow kind of bit did. Yeah, looks like they can't be trusted not to bleed through. But I really like how they went down. They went down if I used very little pressure. Because I was trying to figure out ways to make them not streaky because they are water-based. And it was just very, very light pressure and just kind of skimming the paper. And I was able to get it mostly streak-free. And then the interior of it is alcohol marker. There's some Languo gel pens. There's something sparkly here, which I'm not even sure what sparkly gold that is. It looks like it might be like a Stettler, or one of those that actually has glitter gold in it. And I have this, I went kind of sketchy with alcohol marker in the background to try to give some textury look to the dark water there. But I made it darker than everything else because I really wanted the spotlight to be on the animals around it. And I really enjoy this. I had a lot of fun. It went pretty fast, actually. This paper is also fantastic. And this book is fun. So that's a brand new book. Because, of course, I can't focus on one thing for an entire month. I get distracted. And so I was like, okay, back to the whips. All right, so I did this. I saw the first part of November. And then I finished this buddy. And I'll be showing my buddies at the end of the month. This is in the giant book of beasts. You see my editing software over here. I finished the spider arachne and her Einfield fox type friend, and this is Cerastes. It's a horned poisonous venomous snake, which actually kind of still is actually a real animal that kind of still exists. I had a lot of fun with this. I used gel crayons for the background, and there is some silvery, think that might be, super golden markers, yeah. I did figure out what this flat black was, because I don't know if you remember, but in the video, I was like, oh gosh, I'd only done like 3/4 of the legs. I'd left a couple legs. I was like, what is that flat black? You know what it is? It's Touliard. It goes on very dark black, but it dries a flat muted black, which is what I wanted, because I wanted it to contrast with the other blacks. So yeah, I think that's cool. I got to remember that. Got some black glaze in here. Mostly acrylic markers. Everything up here is acrylic markers. And everything around here is some sort of water-soluble gel crayon. But down here, once I did this totally distracting neon cactusy type plant in acrylic, I still regret that decision. I then had my ink tints out because I was being obsessed with ink tints. So I did this all in ink tints. And I really like it. So I'm going to use that on the paper from now on too. So I finished that. You'll see that again, I'm sure. Was that the last I finished? No. Okay. I got distracted again. This came in the mail. I fell in love with this book. Like head over heels. It's the kind of book that just makes you happy. And I found I could just like detach from the troubles of the world and just be happy while I was coloring this. And I have some ideas for this book. So before I knew it, I had started the very first page. And then before I knew it, I had finished the very first page. So it's done. I think it's almost done, actually. I think I got to get up off my butt because I used the last of one of my green glaze pens and I have to go over to my backups and get another one because I really want to do that green glaze on those leaves. But there is a lot of clear glaze on stuff and it's all ink tints with, at the very end, I decided to take some acrylic markers to go over some lines. So I have some acrylic markers taking out some lines, but the coloring is all done in ink tints, which I'm having a lot of fun with. And I had the most fun. This went pretty fast. This was like one day at work and then a couple evenings at home. And I just really, really enjoy this book. And I'm finally finding a way with Lulu Mayo. I like her, but I can't handle the paper in those million animal books. They're double-sided, so I can't use alcohol marker, and the paper just doesn't take water-based stuff very well at all. It's just basically just a pencil book. And so I never color in them. And then this one comes out. The paper's completely different. It's very smooth, and it's great with water-based media. So I'll try paint and different things, but Inktense is fabulous with it. And it's actually a little smooth for pencil because I used Derwent Color Soft Faber-Castell. I used my Color Soft pencils in here. Nope, I used the Faber-Castell Goldfaber, and it was not going down very well. But that's okay. I wanted her kind of pale anyway. So yeah, everything else is Inktense. I just love this. I love this book. Okay, and then I worked on another whip that I hadn't shown you, and that's out of the New Erie. I love this book. Absolutely love this New Erie book. And I've been working on this ghost page, and today at work I got it all done except for this piece that I missed on the chair, and I'm going to outline the ghosts in white so you can see them, or at least in a lighter color. But I got all the coloring done, and I could not remember. I know that this is acrylic and some sort of water-based thing, probably a gel stick of some sort. And I had started on the wall, but I couldn't remember what I had used. So I had these all done, but I needed to finish the wall, the floor, the ghosts, and so I used Inktense again. So that's where I've been this month. So you can see the ghosts, how I colored through them. I used a lighter color for the bodies of the ghosts, and for, where they're showing through in the background, I used lighter colors, so they'll kind of show up against the background, and then when I outline them in white, I think it'll be great. So this one is almost done, and this has been a long time whip. So I'm really excited about that one. Leave that one out. The other one I worked on was Fern. That video is coming, and we're on page 9, and I did a lot of this big stuff in acrylic markers, but then I went into the more detailed stuff, and this is the stuff I'm showing you on camera with Inktense, and I'm showing you how I do that shading and stuff and make Inktense look really interesting like that. And that's all this is. I lost the footage. I did her whole face and was so excited. This is based. It needs a little bit of pencil to smooth it out. And I was so excited how I did that. And then I realized I hadn't pushed start on the video. So I did this on video. It was not as interesting, I think, but it's the same technique. And then I'm going to take some pencils and smooth it out and then do her dress and his clothes and the voiceover, and this will be out so that we can pick our next step in this book. So once again, Inktense saves the day and looks really good in this book. In every book I've used it in. Another whip I showed you that I was going to work on was this Looney Tunes. And Mindy from Coloring with Cats Among Orchids asked to buddy this with me. She's the only person who reached out to buddy any of these with me. So, but the thing is, I think she's already done this page. So what she's doing, that's not it. So what she's doing is another page from this same cartoon, which is cool. There's another one in here. So I'm doing the one where Bugs and the Tasmanian Devil are standing at the door, knocking on a scary door, and she's doing another page in here from this same cartoon. So it'll be really fun to show them together. She sent me where she is in progress. Mindy, I meant to send this to you, and I keep forgetting, but this is where I'm at. Maybe half done, I think it looks like. Maybe a little more than half done. And yeah, I use a combination of different acrylic pens. This is some acrylic paint. No, this was Gansai paint, Gansai Tambi. But I'm using pens right now because everything is smaller now. And it's turning out. I'm liking it. That's in Looney Tunes 2. No, Looney Tunes 1. I have both 1 and 2. I love the Looney Tunes books. But you know what the next one I want to get? Pokemon. Oh my God. I've got it in my Lyrica cart. I just need to make sure I can afford it. But yes, Pokemon. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay, what else do I have here? I've worked a little bit on this one, and I think I've made a problematic page even worse. I'm having a hard time with this one. Actually, looking at it now, that's not too bad. Somehow in my mind, it was much worse. I used some oil pastels, and I decided the Gansai Tambi was too shiny. I put it on kind of thick. So I took some oil pastel because I'm like, that'll go over it. And it did. Look at how beautiful that is. However, it's messy. I haven't fixed it yet. So I think to continue working on this, I'm going to take some satin glazing liquid, which I've never done before, but I hear it works on oil pastels, and go over the oil pastels so I can continue working. None of this has been worked on. Just him. I got his skin going on pretty good, and I got his mouth pretty good, and his clothing so far. But I started to smear the oil pastels everywhere, so I stopped. Actually, in my mind, that looked a lot worse. You know what? I think I can finish this. Isn't that funny? I tell people that all the time. Like, close the book and walk away and come back another day. And I didn't do that myself until just now. And now I'm like, yeah, it's flawed, but it's not terrible. That's in Universal Monsters. That's Alan Robert. And this is a buddy with Paula from Coloring Mom, and she's already finished hers. Let's put that in a pile. What else did I promise you that I had done? Oh, I have not worked anymore. I have some new ones I'm going to add to the list since I finished so many. So one I want to add, and I can't remember if I showed you this one, was the Persephone one. Gosh, that's so close to being finished. I just need to straighten out what's going on up here and around here. And do some work in here. She's done. And I just need to work on this side. So that's something that that's coming up. Put that in my to-do pile. So that's the one I'm adding. Another one I'm going to add, since I finished some and have some room now, is this one, which hardly needs anything. Fairy Celebrations, Clara Markova. All of my Clara Markovas are gifts, and they are very, very precious to me. Very, very precious. Yes. This one was a gift from Tara from 3 Dog Coloring, and I have a buddy color that I never finished. This one, I'm doing both sides here. It's so close. It's really so close. So it's on the second half of November's list, is to finish this one in Fairy Celebrations. Another one that's on the second half of November list. Oh my God, this is on every month's list. Why can I not finish this double page spread? I joined this group that Amy from Amy Ward Art put on, and I started on the first double page spread, and then I never got any further because I never finished it. This one, why am I so avoiding this? I know it's Albert Durr's. Why don't I just do it? It only needs, this, and then probably some finishing bling stuff. I mean, at this point, I just think I need to just crank it out and just call it done so that I can move on, because there's other things I want to do. Luckily, this month's page is the only other page in here I've done, which is this one. So this month the group is doing this page, but I've already done it. This was my first page in here, just playing with mediums and stuff, and this was largely Albert Durr. And I think some Tim Holtz watercolor pencils. And some acrylic pens. I gotta work on that. Okay. And I'm going to add this if I have, of course, this one, which you've seen a million times, and I haven't worked any more on it. But that's for the second half of November and will be finished. But this one, I can't remember if I showed you at the beginning or not. this next one, but it's being added to the second half of November. And that's out of Bram Stoker's Dracula. This is a buddy. Did I show you this one? I feel like I might have, maybe. Maybe I didn't. I have made some, I used a medium that didn't work on this paper very well, so I need to go over all of this, and I'm just trying to decide with what. It's a good start. I like the background. I love the paint and the trees the way I've done. I drew in another, like, he has two lanterns. He has this lantern, which is pointing down, so I colored that in. And then I drew in this lantern and then forgot about it and started coloring things. So I have to figure out a way to make the yellow light still look like it's going this way, even though I forgot about it. So I'm going to work on that. I didn't draw it in dark enough. And then I have all that. So there's quite a bit left on this one to do. So this is a buddy that I would like to finish this month. Realistically, it may also go into December. Hopefully, because I don't know if I'll add any more. I have more whips, of course, but I think if I stop here, I have a better chance of finishing them. Don't you think so? And I think that's the most important thing. I'm learning a lot about myself with this endeavor. I'm learning, that something I already knew, that I can't stick to a plan. I told myself nothing but whips, but nah, I still have to, especially when I get a new book, I'll just jump right into it because I'm so excited. I love to start pages. I'm not as consistent with finishing pages, it seems like. But so that I already knew about myself. But what I'm finding out is that I also love getting these pages done. It's been fun getting so many pages done so quickly. So I think there's a good happy balance between starting new pages and finishing older pages. And I'm going to find that balance and then move forward doing that. So I am taking buddies for December. I have to say, though, I'm pretty full. I've been approached by a lot of folks. I have some great plans for 2026. That'll be coming out. I still owe you some completed pages videos. And you will be seeing, besides Fern, you're also going to be seeing Ghost Town and Haunted High Rise. So those two will be coming out as well. So busy November, huh? But busy in the best possible way. I'll get to spend it with you. Thank you for coming by tonight to see how I'm doing in November. And I can't wait till the end of the month to see how much I did and to show you everything. All right. You have a good evening. Love you. Take care. Bye-bye.